First and foremost, happy Lunar New Year. I'm still in India, and this weekend I've been in Amritsar, India, where the infamous Golden Temple is, and that's a Sikh temple. I have like stuff written down because I don't remember the name by heart. I just know it's the Sikh temple, and that's the Sri Harmandir Saji. Sorry if I butcher it. I'm gonna butcher a lot of things, just FYI. So yesterday, I came from the village. It's about a 2-3 hour drive, and we did the Wahga border, and that was nice. It's more towards the evening time. They have the parade around 4 p.m. No, 4:30 to 5 p.m. It's a 30-minute like parade thing between the Indian and Pakistan side, so that's where the border is, and they do this little showcase. It's very cool for the most part. I'm glad it's just 30 minutes because it kind of got repetitive and it was lengthy at some times, at some point, but it was cool. There was a lot of people. So that drive like took a while to just get to the border. So I'm glad that was done last night, and it actually rained, but when we got to the actual place, it was not raining, so it was really nice. So then I got to relax when I got home, to the hotel. And then this morning, I had breakfast at the hotel, which was nice because I got real black coffee that's not sweetened. It's so hard to find real coffee here. It's unbelievable. The next thing is, so I got picked up to go on the adventure today, and the driver, he wanted to do the Golden Sikh Temple, which was the main thing, and then the Jallianwala Bagh, which is like a museum of what happened with the British massacre and genocide and all that stuff with the Punjabis. I'm gonna butcher this. And then he wanted to end at the Hindu temple, which is the Shri Durgana Tirath. But I pressed on flipping that schedule. I wanted to do the Hindu temple first, and then the Jallianwala Bagh, and then the Sikh temple. So yes, it happened. Oops, I had to reset the video, so I don't know where I left off, but let's just go from the point where I was saying I wanted to switch the itinerary around to start with the Hindu temple first, and then the Jallianwala Bagh, and then the Sikh temple. And I'm so happy that happened because I wanted to end with the big shebang, and I wanted to see the Golden Temple in the evening time. So I'm glad we did that. So we went to the Hindu temple, which was great because it was like the first anticipation of like, what is this gonna be like, the parking lot and all that stuff, because I was seeing Hindu parades along the ride to the Wahga border, and they just make it look so extravagant with like the fireworks that they were throwing and the music and band just down the middle of the street, celebrating and doing their prayers and whatever they're doing. I'm not really sure. And so today, once we entered, there was a lot of people. It was very cool because initially you turn in your shoes to this locker, which was it was like a mess, but it wasn't. The system was very good because they give you like this token with your number where they put your shoes into, and then so this whole thing's free. Even the parking lot, there's a 3-hour free parking lot for that temple, the Shri Durgana Tirath. And what happened? So yeah, it was just so beautiful. Like you the whole system, like everyone like washes their hands. This place didn't make you like wash your feet, but like you wash your hands before and after, and then you go in, and it's like a whole like system, like routes and stuff. And of course there's no video thing in the actual temple, inside the temple, but you can do it outside. So of course I wanted to be respectful, and I didn't like try to slip one in, trying to take pictures, because you have to pay your respects when you're inside, and you kind of have to go with the flow of what they do. So wonderful. It was beautiful, like from ceiling to floor, just colorful in both temples, the Sikh and the Hindu. And then they do like this painting thing on the forehead, and I of course didn't do it because I don't really know what that means, so I didn't get it done. But there's like this water that surrounds it. It's like a mini version of the Golden Temple, but it's still beautiful. And then there's like markets and stuff around, and then you can like buy candle stuff to light up and do the prayers. So after that, there's like a 10-minute walk to this fort. What is it called? The Kilagobindungar. There's another name for it. I think it's the Gobindungar Fort. Maybe Kila stands for fort. But this is where like the war and the front line of what happened back in the 15th to 17th century, and the history of how all that stuff came about. The warfare, it's just like a museum of all the weaponry that they used during all the wars, and then what that place stood for, because a lot of when the wars happened, they had like children and women in safekeeping in that area, and it's just this massive bricks structure and fort, because that's why it's called a fort. So yeah, it was just this open area with like buildings and like bricks torn down, and this courtyard of like just all this stuff, and then there's like some history of coins. It was very educational. Everything I did today was very educational and informative. Do I remember it all? Absolutely not. There was just so much information. They even had museums of like the turban, which is very okay. I don't know what's going on with my video camera thing, but it's probably telling me that I need to go to bed. It's past 11 o'clock. So I'm just gonna wrap it up. If you come to Amritsar, just spend more than one day here. It's not enough to just go through it with one day. There's just so much to see. The Golden Temple was just magical, very peaceful. At one point I was just sitting there for a good 30 minutes just listening to their script, and I don't know what it's called really, but I was just on the side, just sitting down, just listening and just watching the sunset, the Golden Temple come to life with how reflective and beautiful it becomes with the reflection of the water and the lights that flashes through, and just the people that's harmonizing. And at one point in a prayer, they everyone kind of stood still. They stood up and stood still, and because a lot of them, they just walked through the temple, I mean not through, around. And yeah, at one point it's just everyone just stood still, did the prayer, and it was just really magical, enchanting, really. I was glad I was able to experience that and witness that. There was a lot of little pockets of, I don't know what you call it, but like guru area where they read their I don't think it's called a script, but their thing, I don't know. And there's a lot of them, and I actually saw a transition of one switching off the readings, and that was kind of cool. And it just made me wonder, what if someone like needed to pee or take a shit, like what would they do? They can't leave, I think. I don't know. And then it doesn't seem like they have a phone call or a button. I don't know if they have like a secret button saying like I need to go, like Mayday emergency, but that's just what kind of came into my mind. And then there was like this one point, or you see how this was supposed to be like a quick review of my day, and it's not. It's just like extending. So there is a museum in the Golden Temple of like a Sikh museum of the history of the Sikh and Punjabi and all that stuff, in Punjab. And there's a lot of killing, a lot of like the gurus dying, because I think one has to be murdered in order for them to take over somehow. But it was very crucial. Like one of them got like cut in half vertically, and then one of them went through like this wheel thing, and they were like crushed through. One was in like this the thing that they make roti on is like a skillet, an open fire on a skillet, and he was sitting on top of it, and then like they poured hot sand on him, and like they're just torturing these people. It's pretty sad. Another one was like in boiling water. Some other people were like buried or bricked alive. It was just very gruesome. But yeah, there was also other like pictures of like portraits of really important people. But during this one pocket of prayer area, this one guy with like a glove on, there's three of them with gloves on, like holding these swords and daggers and all this stuff, and explaining what they were. It was like a worship thing, and there was just so many people praying and giving their blessings and coming around, because there's so many different rooms that people come do that. And it was just kind of surprising to see that they were bringing these, I don't want to call it weapons, but they're weapons. I don't think they are, but they were kind of praying to it. So I thought it was just kind of an interesting dynamic, because I didn't understand anything they were saying. They were speaking their language, and it was just part of the prayer. So I thought that was interesting. My phone is truly being obnoxious and rudely interrupting my vlog, so I'm just gonna really wrap it up. Spend more than one day in Amritsar so you can take your time and go through all the attractions. It's a tourist trap, but it's also not. They're free. Some you have to pay for, like that fort. You have to pay admission for. It was like 160 rupees for two. But yeah, it was worth the trip, totally. So take your time, get a hotel for a night or two. I got a hotel for 2 nights, and I really took my time to go through the places. I got to read some of the stuff and learn a few things and captured moments and not rush through anything. So it was wonderful. I'm glad. I didn't go inside the Golden Temple because that line was just so long, and I didn't want to stand in the line. But I'm still happy that I did what I did. Oh, and then I did the langar, the eating the food thing. Oh, that was just so beautiful. And I still feel so bad that I didn't eat everything. I wasn't hungry, and my stomach was kind of, I wasn't hungry at the moment, so I couldn't finish all my food. But I tried. I ate one whole roti and whatever serving that they gave me, and then they gave me an apple that was like half cut open, and it was like really messed up, and I wasn't gonna eat that apple. No. But yeah. Oh, and then I drank the water. I didn't know where the water came from, but I hope that the water doesn't mess me up tomorrow. Overall, it was a great experience, and I should go to bed now. It's almost midnight. Okay, toodles.